Now, hello everybody, it's wee Paddy from across the shuck, and I'm going to do a wee video for you this morning on a lovely new knife that I got. But first of all, I would just like to announce the winner of my 3000 sub giveaway, who was Jason Raffa, and he's from Missouri in the United States of America. And I want to congratulate him. But he sent me a lovely email last night, and he's a family man with two lovely young children, and they wanted a bit of a shout out. Well, I said I'd give them a bit of a shout out. So his son is called Jason Jr., and his beautiful daughter is called Kaylia. Kaylia. I hope that's pronounced right, or I'm in big trouble. So there's the knives your daddy's going to get, and I'm going to put in two Paddy Potato stickers for you and your brother, and you can put them on your school bags, and there's a story for school. Okay, so congratulations, Jason. You have a lovely looking family there. I hope you enjoy the knives as much as I'll enjoy giving them to you. So, what are we going to do this morning? Now, let me just show you. It is this knife, which is an Artisancutlery, which is one of the newer Chinese brands, and there's a lot of them in it that are breaking into the market. Now, this was kindly given to me by LTK as part of a wee Christmas packet he sent me. And I love it. It's a great little knife. Artisancutlery have a really good, they've hit the ground running, and they've a really good range of low to high end knives. And when I say low, I'm using that term very lightly because they're very good low end knives. This one in particular is one of their not that expensive, sort of mid range, if I would call them that before you go up. So it comes in a lovely hard box, which is nice, and it's a lovely flipper in G10 and D2 steel, which has been verified. And if you go over to Blade Banter's channel or LTK, they have links to go in and find out what the steel was, what the HRC was on the steel. But this was verified as D2. So that's nice to know. It's something we didn't have before, and now we have it, which is great. It comes in this lovely little bag, the Artisan logo there, your gold banded string here at the top, a wee pouch. So that's lovely. I mean, whether I would ever use it again, I don't know. I don't give away donated knives. They stay with me, so that'll not be going anywhere. So I'll take that out of the way, and we'll go through the knife. Do you want weights and measures? Shall we do that first, and then we'll get out? Do you know, I know what weight it is, so there's no point in me doing it. It's 4-inch handle, 3-inch blade. Now, it's just over 3-inch blade, but the cutting edge is just near on dead in 3-inch. So the only thing I don't have the measurement, I had done this last night. I made the video last night. It was so bad when I looked at it this morning. I'm redoing it again. So it's 7 inches overall, as I said, which is about 78 millimeters, just under centimeters, just under 8 centimeters. And oh gosh, better do this. It is about 78, about 7.5 centimeters cutting edge, gone up to about 78. Blade length. It's got a 3mm spine, which is just under 1/8 of an inch. It has a, what was this now? This was quite a bit under 1/2 inch, the distance across the scale, which is great. It's a small knife. It's a 7-inch knife. To me, this is the perfect size and steel for an everyday use knife that will do anything. It's not particularly big, but with, and I'll just take it up and show you, it is D2, made in China, and that's the serial number, and then you just have the Artisancutlery logo. So they haven't gone over the top. This is to represent the logo on the pivot head, and it's Torx construction on the other side. Deep carry pocket clip. It's one of these firm deep carry pocket clips, which I find, I do feel them in my hand at certain ways you hold them, but I'm adapting myself to hold them well. There's a G10 backspacer with a good lanyard hold, and it's left right tip up only. So What do I think of the knife so far? Well, I've only given it light use, to be honest with you, because I know that it's already been tested and it is D2. I haven't had to batter it yet. I will do. Now, how does it come? It's like a stonewash finish. Let me get this up there, see. You see, oh, you can see that there. That's good. It's like a light, tumbly stonewashed blade. Beautifully smooth. There's a bit of flat up on top here if you've got one of your sharpening systems that you need that. The grind came, it's a bit better on this side than it is on this, if you can see that. But how did it come sharp-wise, which is usually the most important thing because we just like sharp knives. This is it. Look at just magazine paper. Look at that. It is absolutely lovely. Really just a keen edge on it. So they're taking the time. All right, the grind line isn't perfect, but that's not everything. I mean, it's a new knife and these people are sitting doing this by hand. So on a machine, I would take it. So it's just a little bit of a less grind on this side than it is on this, but very, very sharp. And I don't feel the need to resharpen it yet. I'll let it go dull and then I'll resharpen it and the bevels will be done and hopefully we'll show a video. I'm going to be doing more knife sharpening this year, which is just a wee hint to what's to come. So I'm going to be doing them on stones and diamonds and all sorts. So I'll be doing quite a variety. I'm by no means very good. I'm not even good at sharpening, but I can get an edge. And if I can just show people out there who maybe are a bit scared of sharpening, I can show them an edge, or how to get an edge on a knife. And that's all, most people need. Unless you're going to show your knives and whatever, a good edge is all you want. And I can get a shiny edge and it's sharp. So there we go. But it's not perfect. Just accept the not perfect bit. Now, it is a liner lock. It lines up fully. It's lovely. It's a very thick liner lock for a small knife. Now, the pass-through. You can see there is a pass-through. Sometimes with my wee fat fingers, I find it a little bit difficult, but not hard. It is not drop shutty yet. I don't know whether it will. I haven't oiled it yet, as I try not to do that before I do the review. But you can push through there lovely, and with a good shake you can get it to close. So I would say over time that'll get better. But it shoots out, doesn't it? I mean, you can hear that there. I mean, it's pretty hard to feel because the detent is so good. That rockets out. So now we'll give you a bit of comparisons. What comparisons have I got here? I'll tell you what, there's the one that it looks most, look at that. Exactly the same size, and this is the R2D2. So there you are, you can see the two knives. This would be what I would call quite basic. It's not G10, but it's perfectly good. And the way you lock into an R2D2, it is a great everyday carry work knife. Now we've got the D2 on it, as you can see. It is the perfect little EDC knife. Now, the Artisan is a nice drop point. I think the blade's a nicer shape. You've also got a forward choil for choking up. You have sculpted G10, which I think looks better. It just does. I like the back of it. I like the little lanyard hole. There's a very tiny one on the back here of the D2, the R2D2. I like the deep carry pocket clip better than this. So, is there a difference in price? Yes, there is. I believe this is $35 to $40. This is $50 to $52, $53. So this is a little bit dearer. But in saying that, $10 and a bit, maybe say $10 to $15 dearer. I think looks-wise, I prefer the Artisan. Without doubt, I actually do prefer it. It's a nicer look and more modern knife. They changed the steel in this, but it's still an older looking feeling knife, if that makes any sense to you. I think this is more modern, up to date. So yes, you're going to pay that little bit more, but that's okay. To me, that's okay. It's not a horrendous jump in price and style. And another one I'm going to put out, which is one of the ones today. It's a bit of a bigger blade, bit of a bigger handle, but not much. And this is the Ganzo. And this is the competition that the likes of Artisan are up against. Ganzo are now making their own designs, and then you've got Artisan comes along. There's not that much difference between these two in size. Um, in looks, it's a personal thing, looks. I'm not going to get into looks, but it has everything that the Artisan has got: the deep carry pocket clip, lovely pivot on it, nice blade shape. Um, Again, this is a bit longer of a blade shape, and I like the reverse tanto type look. So, but this again is $53. This is $25. That is a big difference, and I think that is the problem. A lot of the newer companies is where they're going to fit in. Would I spend the extra $25? Now, look, I love this knife. I think it's a beautiful knife, and I will use it. So, and it is a gift, and I'm over the moon with it. But if I'm talking just as a human being, going into a shop, standing at a counter, putting these in my hand, which would I go and pay my good money for? My 25 quid. This has been tested, so it's Rockwell hardness, and I believe it's better at Rockwell hardness than quite a lot of knives, very expensive wise. It's about 61.2, I believe. So that's a really good Rockwell hardness for D2, which is not everything. It has to be a good heat treat. And so far, the Ganzo do seem to have done well on their heat treat. So I can only say what's in front of me, and I can only commentate on what's in front of me. For 25 for this and $52 for this. Personal choice. I'm going to put it down to that because both are really, really good knives. But this is what I'm talking about today. And is it worth the $52? I do think it is. I do think it is that, I'm a budget cheapskate. I think this is the sort of knife, if you don't want to carry a Ganzo, and some people don't want to carry Ganzos, so you've either got the Rat, this is your competition, the Rat or this, and to me, I would spend the extra money to get this over the Rat. Complicated now, isn't it? It's get so. I think that this gap between low and medium is starting to merge into one. And but look, let's go on this knife. I think this is really, really lovely. I think it's been executed well. It's been it's nice and smooth. The only thing is the hard grip, but it's the same on the Ganzo. When I pinch grip, I don't feel it. And I've started now with my smaller knives pinch gripping more. And I love the fact that you can get up on there and I can hold it, or I can pinch here. I can get right up and have solid grips. So it gives me a lot of options. And that's why I'm favouring smaller knives at the minute. For the fact that it gives me more holes, more grips, and more utility use than a larger knife. There's a place for larger knives, and I do like larger knives too. But I'm getting into the 7 to 7.5 inch, 7 to 8 inch is where I'm is my sweet spot now, where it used to be 8.25. So there we go. I do recommend it. I highly recommend it. I like the fact that they've come out. They've given it a nice box. It's just one of those things where you've got to decide: is it looks or is it functionality that you really, really want on your knife? I don't know. Yes, I would say it's worth the money, but only just. I don't think they could go another price rise. Especially when the likes of the Rats and the Ganzos are going to be $15 to $25 cheaper. I think they'll have to be careful. And I think a lot of other companies are going to have to come in at that 30 to 40 mark rather than hitting the 50. I think hitting the 50 is pushing it now for a D2 knife. Isn't that a strange thing to say? Really, really crazy thing to say. And I love this knife. And, a year ago, this would have been, it would have been an outstanding, well, it is an outstanding, it's a well-made knife, but value for money, this year compared to a year ago, it's not quite as good as what it would have been, a year ago. Isn't that? That's how fast this world changes. That's how fast this knife industry is changing for me at the minute. I'm excited. I'm so looking forward to 2019. I've just seen the Spyderco Para 3. Now, I haven't got a Para 3. Um, and it's one knife that I would like to get, but I've seen a lightweight one come out with the FRN handles. It looks amazing. I'm going to get that this year. That's my goal. Or a Para 3, one of the two. But it looked really good. So, that's me. I'm away to have a wee cup of tea, as I usually do. So, take care, and I'll see you very shortly with another video. Congratulations to Jason and Jason Jr. and Kalia. Your dad's a winner. Bye.